Good morning, girlies, and welcome to a Get Ready With Me for Work. I feel like it really doesn't matter if it's like going out with my friends or getting ready for a date or going to work. Getting ready is always the best part. Like, am I the only one? Like, I always look forward to the get ready. So I'm getting ready for work this morning, but obviously I'm in a hotel room, so let me just catch you guys up real quick. So if you didn't know, I'm a marketing girly, and right now I'm on the brand team at a med tech company. Typically I work from home, but I'm actually in Dallas right now for a conference that we're having here. And I'm helping to get content for our socials. So yeah, that's why I'm here in Dallas, and that's why we're getting ready today. And usually I'm a work from home girly, so I can't really do like get ready with me's for work because it's so boring. So I thought I'd take the opportunity here. Okay, first let's tackle this hair. So I did a wash and go before I left home, and like literally yesterday morning, so it's pretty fresh. I think I just want to kind of like stretch the curls out some. And the hotel, they did have a blow dryer in the bathroom, so I think I'm just gonna use this to stretch out my hair really quickly. I have my bathrobe on, but it's just way too hot for that, so hopefully you don't mind my mic hanging from my little necklace right here. But yeah, I'm just gonna section my hair off, and let's see, I'll put it on high. Oh, did not plug it in. Look at the difference that makes. Like, it gives me all of my length back. Love it. I usually stretch it a little bit less in the front to keep my bangs like where I want them to be, and like to give my hair a nice shape. So I think I might just do a little bit like right here. And that's the hair done. I'll just probably do this to get out of the way, and we can move on to makeup. Okay, so we're gonna be in like a pretty big convention space, and I feel like there's gonna be a lot of walking. Plus I'm gonna be filming today, so I don't want my makeup to get in the way of me getting my hands dirty basically and like moving around. So I'm gonna do a super, super light beat. I picked up the e.l.f. Pore Grip matte primer. That's new. I like the other grip ones, but I did wish they were matte. So let's see. I feel fine testing it because I have faith in e.l.f. and it's pretty similar to the texture of the Milk Power Grip. You know, the Milk like matte primer or whatever. So yeah, and hopefully this keeps me like set all day. Okay, so in my department, I'm one of the only like Gen Z employees. I always call myself like our like designated Gen Z representative, and I feel like that always, like, I don't know, there's so many differences in like the workforce between Gen Z and other generations. Like the things that we entered the workforce with are completely different, and I feel like it really like affects our experiences, good and bad. Sorry, I just need to look in this mirror over here to do my eyebrows. First of all, like, I don't know about other like Gen Z, but I definitely didn't start work until during or like after the pandemic. And there's so many things about work that are different now because of that. I mean, one, just being able to work from home like as an option is something that's completely different. And like not just the structure of working from home, but also all of the tools and things that came out of that need to have people work from home, like Zoom and like all of these like everyday work things that we have now that maybe were not so common in the past. And I always feel like I'm a little bit lacking in like that office experience because I've never had the experience of like going into an office every day. And I know that's not everyone's experience, and like companies are changing, like some companies are changing the status of that. Of course, it's something that other generations have had to adjust to, but like that being your first work experience, and like in my case, my only work experience, definitely makes a big difference. And I also think just culturally, there's a lot of things that we came into the workforce having language and conversations about, like work-life balance and like boundaries at work and all those things that, like, yes, other generations are experiencing now, but they're not their like formative work experiences. And like the things that Gen Z cares about is often a little bit different or heightened than what other generations care about, like climate, mental health, like all of those things. And I feel like it is a positive, it can be a positive in the workplace. And I see a lot of, wait, let me remember that I have to do my makeup. I feel very fortunate to work at a company that is pretty progressive and like values the same things that I value, and I feel like are things that a lot of other Gen Zers value. But I know that's not everyone's experience with work, especially like some of my friends and stuff. And it can definitely create like conflict, I guess, at work between Gen Z. And I've seen so many things like in the news of like Gen Z not being prepared for the workforce and all of these things. But I actually think sometimes, like, yes, there are certain things that we just don't have the experience with. But also, I think sometimes it's actually that large companies are usually the ones that are the slowest to change and the slowest to adopt societal and cultural change. And Gen Z is coming in, embodying these cultural shifts, and that is creating tension at work, even down to like the technologies that we use. But I don't think that conflict is a bad thing. And sometimes like conflict is actually the only way that companies can progress. I don't know, I've seen so many things about like Gen Z workers being fired and stuff. I feel like, do we need an intervention or something? Like, I don't know. It should be an eye-opening thing for companies and for Gen Z to, you know, adopt the traditions or ways of the past that like still apply to today, but also like to push companies forward and stuff in ways that they wouldn't be able to if like they didn't have any Gen Z representatives present. And although we are missing some of those like formative experiences and maybe the things that have informed the experiences of older generations, or even like millennials, which I guess is an older generation, we also are bringing in unique perspectives and skill sets that I think are valuable to corporations today, businesses today, as they try to navigate and be relevant in the world today, but also as Gen Z becomes more and more like market movers in terms of their economic power, which is obviously what is going to continue to progress more and more as we get older. And I feel like for me at work, I mean, everyone is so supportive and stuff at work and values the perspective that I bring. I don't really get much like negative stuff about like being Gen Z or whatever. And I also think that for me, like there were so many things I had to figure out at work that like didn't really make sense, or like language wise, I'm like, what are you guys talking about? All the corporate jargon. And like some of that corporate jargon is based on actual like cultural language that existed when those people were like making it, but they're not as culturally relevant now. I'm also a linguist, so I'm like really interested in language. But you see those memes and stuff online of like Gen Z getting in trouble at work or like getting weird looks at work for making like TikTok references and stuff, or like speaking TikTok. But that's literally the same thing that other generations do when they reference movies or TV shows or cultural moments that were relevant to them at any given time. It's just that now one of our forms of media is like TikTok and social media content. And because we are the first generation that grew up with social media, I think that like we have an innate understanding of the platform that not every generation has. And for me at work, it's become like a big like skill set for me as I've continued to develop with like content creation and stuff, but also like I just understand these platforms. And for me, I often think it's like a given, but as I navigate work a little bit more, sometimes I realize like, oh, this is actually like a set of knowledge that I have that's valuable to my company and like a skill set that I can apply at work. And I feel like there's so many other examples of different technologies and just ways of thinking that are like second nature to our generation specifically, that can be really valuable at work as long as you understand how to translate it in a way that for someone who it's not second nature can really like actually pick up on. I definitely think like in terms of jargon and different things that are like said at work, I've been working for like 3 years now, I guess. And at this point, I'm not like really embarrassed to like ask about what's going on if I don't get a specific reference, but I always have like Google open so that like if someone references some movie that came out before I was born or something, like I can just look it up real quick so I can like understand. But I also think like sometimes that can allow for more connection, like with like my boss. Like he's twice my age, and like he'll reference a movie or something or a commercial that was really big at one point, and I have no idea what it is, and then we watch it together, and then I'm like, oh, it's kind of like this like TikTok thing or something like that, and then he'll go and look up that reference. And I think that is how you can like build rapport with people. And it's really important to not just be like, oh, I don't know what that is, and move on, because it becomes a language barrier, literally. I think there's so many other little things, like especially when I'm in person, I'm like, okay, when you walk in a room, do you say hi to every single person, even if they're working? Do you just say hi everyone? Like all of the like office-y norms and stuff are things that I still have to figure out. And another strategy that's helped me a lot is just finding like a millennial, like a cool millennial that you can just say like, I don't know what's going on, and like ask those questions to someone a little bit younger who can kind of like translate. So shout out to my millennial comrades for helping me through those moments. And I definitely will need their help today and like through this event and stuff. And I truly feel like being able to at least connect with the culture of wherever you work and the people you work with is equally important to your like proficiency with the actual hard skills required for your job, because you can't really work without people and like talking to people and all of those like social or maybe softer skills. I feel like for most professions are just as important as those hard ones. But this is the makeup done. I feel like I could talk about the topic of Gen Z at work like endlessly. But obviously I have to go to work, so I can't do that. Okay, let's get dressed now. Okay, here's my outfit for the day. I can't find a way for you to see the whole thing really well, but I have these slacks on. They're like a stone color, and then this little like blazer, but without buttons or a collar. I don't know what you call this type of thing, but I think it's really cute. And then I have this shirt that has like a little bit of like the geo pattern in it, and it has some blue and some of the stone color. So I think it's really cute, and it's still pretty comfy because I have to like film and stuff today. And then I just have these like Steve Madden sneakers on that are like a little bit classy but like still comfy because I have to walk around a lot. I hope you enjoyed this get ready with me. I had a lot of fun. Shout out to all my Gen Z girl bosses and also content creators and just get ready with me enthusiasts. So yeah, gonna get to work. Love you. See you in another video. Bye.